Life has never been about a lot of complicated rules. It has always been about a few rules applied sincerely, honestly, and properly. Jesus had only two commandments: love God and love your neighbor. Unfortunately, there's not a single church on earth that follows the teachings and deeds of Jesus exclusively. Many follow the edicts of Paul instead. With Paul, it is easy to hate gays. With Paul, slavery is God's will. With Paul, there's always separations. With Paul, one can always find reasons to be divisive. With Jesus, it is always just the rule to love one another. As for God, we can never know God because in the end, we're all part of God, a part of the mystery. We're all part of that oneness that defy explanation. How can we know God when we know so little about Earth, much less the universe? We keep trying to define that awesome universal intelligence as we defy knowing ourselves. For the most part, we barely think for ourselves, leaving that to others of less intelligence. Many define God as a verb, an unknown activity in progress that speaks to us all, who works through our feelings. No one has to tell us what is good, and we know instinctively that being good is being God. Universally, we all know what love, sharing, kindness, happiness, forgiveness, compassion, equity, all the qualities of humanity. No religion necessary or needed. These simple and profound messages were given to every human being on earth, from Australia to Argentina, from Norway to South Africa, from Canada to Germany, from China to Brazil, all at the same time in the same degree of intensity, not just in the Middle East. So it is in nature. People become more educated and civilized the more they move away from religions and come closer to nature and humanity. In nature, even in observing a simple activity as this, I see the awe and wonders of the divine. God is all about activity and not about dead people or statues. Religions have become the instruments of retardation in humanity. Religions must be divisive if it is to have the captive audience. Religion must preach hate if it is to convince others that their religion is the one true God. Religions must be polarizing if they are to maintain their wealth. Spirituality, on the other hand, is all-inclusive, tolerant, accepting, purveyor of love, finding God in nature. See God smiling as a child smiles. The atheist and the devout can embrace each other through the channels of spirituality and do so with love. Spirituality has no politics, just expressions of love and unity, and there's not a single church that preaches true unity. Through being spiritual, two adults can be as intimate as they wish, regardless of sexual definitions. With religion, there must be rules for such encounter, happiness being of no value. As a matter of fact, happiness is rarely ever mentioned in religion. With religions, you must have doctrines and dogma. With spirituality, all you need is love. With religions, you must have restrictive rules, thou shalt not, just to get into heaven. With spirituality, happiness is the goal as we live here and now as the best human beings that we can be. Spirituality, we are our brother's keepers instinctively. With religion, there are 3,232 ways of separations in God's name. Microdacism states simply, think for yourself and then do what is right, not out of the fear of hell or as a passport to heaven.